question today from a viewer. And honestly, this is something that a lot of my friends have told me that they're dealing with too. And I have to say, I've had really, really strange dreams. Now, this is from Michael. He lives in Chicago, and here's what he says. This is great. I'm not one to dream, he says. What's more is if I do dream, I rarely ever remember it. Here's the deal. Now that I'm in quarantine, I'm dreaming vivid dreams every single night. And unfortunately, he says, I remember every single detail. Why? Is because these dreams are really psychedelic madness. I show up, for instance, to the store, and everyone is wearing black cloak-like protective gear except for me. And I run out screaming. Another dream I had just last night is I showed up to a party and I was told by my friends, go home. Go home and Zoom us when you get there. When he Zooms his friend at his home, I can't believe he remembers all of this. He says that his friends start to mock him and laugh at him. Why am I having, he says to you, these crazy dreams? And why is he remembering them?
Okay, well, I think I could give some really good explanations for this. Okay?
I'm dying to hear this.
Okay, I think we need a little education about, well, what are dreams? Okay, you know, Freud studied dreams, and there's a lot of books that he wrote early on. And dreams really are unfinished work of the day. So if we remember that little concept, unfinished work of the day, then we could start thinking about what all this means. Now, here we're going through a pandemic that people are extremely frightened and they're quarantined. So what happens is it sets up a situation that really they don't do as much as they used to during the day.
Yeah, so their life is boring.
It's boring, but at night, the frontal cortex, the hypothalamus, they start to become very active, okay, at night, try to work through all the concerns about the virus and the things that are going on. And what happens is people tend to sleep longer because they don't have to go to work or they're home. So what happens is, right, and what happens is it's the REM sleep that are the dreams, and it's prolonged later in the morning now because you don't have to get up as early. So what happens is this prolonged REM sleep, and people are dealing with the work of the day, which is all the fears and the concerns about the virus. So it's on the spectrum of severe anxiety. And that's why the dreams are trying to, and it have some meaning, the dreams, about avoidance of things, you know, wearing black clothes, and it has meanings that are attached, you know, to each individual.
Yeah, I was reading in a journal that the two themes that most people are having is either running away from something, which is kind of what you're talking about, scared, running away, or doing something wrong, which is what Michael from Chicago, his dreams are all about. It's very interesting that those tend to be the two dreams, the two themes.
You know, generally, we call those lockdown dreams. In other words, here people are locked down, and they now they're very guilty. They go out, they touch things. Uh-oh, maybe I got somebody sick, you know,
right.
All the survival guilt things. Or you know, they're just overwhelmed by all the things that are going on that they can't really process as well during the day. And they process it at night during their dreams, trying to figure it out, make some sense about it. An old personal thing here is we went on a trip with our boat and to the Bahamas, and the outboard broke. So, you know, I got out the booklet, hours on the booklet, couldn't figure it out. So I said, okay, I'm just going to sleep on it. So I went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and fixed it. So from then on, the family said, Dad, if something's broken, just sleep on it.
See, and that's that term, I'll go sleep on it.
Exactly.
Well,
And you figure it out.
so, these dreams, if they're nightmarish, which a lot of people are working out their problems, which is, stem from anxiety, should we be concerned about these changes in our sleep pattern, or should we just know that this is temporary, hopefully?
Okay. What's happened is, that these dreams are part of the anxiety spectrum diagnostic criteria for arousal. People have insomnia, they can't fall asleep, they can't stay asleep. So a lot of the sleep architecture is upset, through this arousal. And the good news, Linda, is that as the pandemic calms down and people's daily lives start to get, more in sync with what they usually do, it goes away. And it wanes, it goes away. So that's really the good news. So the dreams will start to subside over time.
Yeah, and at this point, it makes for good conversation fodder with your friends when you Zoom with them, right?
Yes, people, because as a psychiatrist, the friends they always ask me about dreams.
Yeah, dreams are fascinating.
They're fabulous. But a lot of the dreams, remember, were made by the individual and they were the authors of the dream. So I always like to ask them, what do you think the dream means? And a lot of people come up with some interesting things and good insights, and it helps them work it through.
Okay. Well, can't wait to go to sleep tonight.
Well, I hope you get to sleep. By the way, I have some very good sleep hygiene tips for people that they could use even after their dreams got better.
Okay, what are they?
Okay, so we'll call this sleep hygiene, okay? And that's, I think, a good term, okay? And if people recognize and how to practice sleep hygiene, they'll do better even after the pandemic. Okay, first, wake up, try to go to sleep the same time if you can. Okay, keep a routine about when you kind of wake up and go to sleep if you can. Be active during the day. People, when they say they exercise and things like that, be active during the day. And this is a big one, the third one. Use your bed for sleep. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't sound any fun.
Sex, you could use it for that, and rest if you're sick.
Thank you.
Okay, that sounds like more fun. Okay. So the best fix is, not like being in your bed watching Netflix, doing all kinds of things, or doing fitness. Working. Your bed is for rest, for sleep, for sex. If you're sick, and use it for that. A lot of people, they do use their bed, and that's where they have trouble and they get confused because the brain thinks, this is for awake things. I'm awake, and it's not for sleeping things. So that's really important. Then dim the lights. Then it secretes melatonin in the brain, and it helps really good sleep. Another great tip. When you wake up in the middle of the night, get out of bed. If you're going to read, do it out of bed. Remember, daytime things, then go back to bed. And last but not least, some people like to take showers before they go to bed. It lowers your core body temperature, which lowers during sleep anyway, and it helps you sleep. So these are like 6 great tips for sleep hygiene that all of us could use even when we're not having terrible dreams.
And I love that term, sleep hygiene. That's great. All good tips, doctor, as always. And I look forward to our patients' questions, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
BregmanMD Medical Group offers online psychiatry and online therapy.